Uh-oh, now we're being recorded.
Keeping tabs on him.
Do you want to just do that real quick? All I did is today I was just going through the news and see what in the heck is out there in the world of real estate, because sometimes we get our, you put your nose to the grindstone, you're working. It's like, what's going on out there? A lot of it doesn't look like really good news. And yet I'm finding good things are still happening out there. People are still selling homes. We've had several people stand up that sold close up in last week. Go to the next one just for fun. And consumer confidence, lowest point in over a decade. Do you guys feel clouds coming yet? Keep going. And home sales in June, lowest level since pandemic. US pending home sales tumble in June. There's all of this stuff. Guys, their news is going on, and who's going to be able to tell your story? And so all I'm saying is go out there and still keep selling those people. I promise no matter what's going on in the market, there will be people that will buy and people that will sell, because people still need to move. People change jobs. In this valley, we take multiply and replenish seriously, and people need bigger homes at times. And so just know, and then as you get older, like we are, people needing to downsize. So anyway, don't let the news headlines affect what you're doing. You keep doing what you do. That's all I got. Awesome.
All right. So our lunch sponsor today is D.R. Horton, and they have some pretty massive communities that they've been developing here in Utah. And so I'm excited to have them come up and talk to you about some of their upcoming inventory, what options they have available. And D.R. Horton, give me a hand.
Good morning, everyone. My name's Rich Nelson, and I recognize some of the faces on the wall. This is Jacob, and this is Eli. We each have a different thing, so I'm going to talk really quickly. I have communities in Mapleton. We have a few homes left in Mapleton. They're all single family. And I have communities in Spanish Fork, also single family. On the right side of your folder, if you open up that right side of your folder, you're going to see information about both communities. The community map, what's available. If the home is underlined, it comes with a basement entrance. It's going to tell you how big the lot is, what the floor plan is. All of the floor plans are in that folder. It's going to tell you how big the RV garage is. I mean, the garage, whether it's RV or large, and it's going to tell you the price. The same information is there for Mapleton. And then as you go towards the back, it's going to talk about a little bit of our preferred lender, and Eli will take that. And then the very last page, it's going to tell you, give you a map of everywhere we're building in Utah. And on the right-hand side of that, it's going to tell you the product we're building, be it townhomes, single family, cottages. All of these communities are online at drhorton.com, and you just search for Utah, and it'll give you the name of an agent that's working there. All of the homes that we're selling right now for single family in my world are really spec homes. Everything has already been decided. Those homes, we put those homes up for sale after they pass their four-way with the city. So there really aren't any changes you can make. But the great thing is, because of interest rates and how things are fluctuating, really we can get them under contract, and for the most part, we can also lock them in a rate. So there's some benefits there. I'm going to turn it over to Jacob.
Has anyone here sold with D.R. Horton before? Uno, dos, tres. Okay, four. I think we're the best builder out there, but I'm biased. You guys are like, no, we like Edge. Hey, if you open this up, I love Edge too, though. So on the left side is the North Shore community stuff, and my name's Jacob. I'm selling in North Shore. It's about 9 minutes from here. It's like on the border of Saratoga and Lehigh. We're a master plan community, so we have a little bit of everything. Pretty much, if you have a buyer that's looking for a house, we have it in North Shore. Like Rich, everything's a spec home. So, the price that you see on this price sheet right here is the price that will be in the contract. Like that is their out the door price. That includes like all of the upgrades. Everything's already been pre-selected. I think the main thing that I would say is an advantage about the North Shore community is just like the DR Horton does really good at building community. So like there's pools, parks, dog park. Like our residents really enjoy just like the community, and then the really inexpensive HOA. It's 39 for single family, 105 for townhome. You know, so it gives them access to a lot of great stuff for, you know, a low price. If you have any questions or you want to get on my release emails and get updates about price changes, just shoot me a text at my cell phone on this card. Or you can email me and I'll just I'll add you to my list and then keep you updated about what's coming. We do have about 20 communities in Utah. So maybe you're wanting to connect to an agent in a different community. You can always go on the website to do that, or you can call me or Rich and we can always pass you along, you know, to somebody that can help you in a different community. And 3% BAC. Come on, guys. Woo woo. We're raising it to 7%. No, I'm kidding. Okay. He's like, I got that in writing. No. Yeah, this is a recorded meeting.
Cool. Well, my name is Eli Harry with DHI Mortgage. So I just wanted to speak briefly what we're able to do. So we work directly for DR Horton. We're not trying to become your new preferred lender or anything. We're just here to support DR Horton. And as part of that, we are able to offer fixed rates right now at a 4.99 on conventional, 4.75 on FHA. So these aren't teaser rates. It's not like, oh, you got to put down 40% and 800 credit score. That's 740 plus on conventional, 5% down. We can also do 3% down. It has to have a little bit of a hit with it on pricing. But on top of that, DR Horton is offering a $5,000 builder's incentive. So for your buyers who just have the 5%, they don't have money to pay for closing costs, title fees, etc. For the most part, that 5,000 will pretty well cover all of their closing costs with good credit on the 5%. Same thing with the 4.75 on FHA, 3.5 down, 640 credit gets you a no cost 7.5. Another big advantage is if for some reason construction is delayed, DHI will extend the lock for free. So they're not going to be paying lock extension fees if for some reason the construction pushes because they can't get concrete or something. We work directly with DR Horton. We're tied into their systems. I do a lot of transactions without never talking to the agent. So it's kind of what DHI is able to offer. Let us know if you have questions. But Jacob, do you have anything else?
Do you guys have any questions for us or Eli?
I've got a question
Yes.
for Rich or Jacob. Do you know if DR Horton's going to go away from the spec model soon, where people will be able to go in and start making selections on their own? How do you forecast that?
Yeah, it used to be fun to build a home. Gosh, you know, the reason why we went away from that is because when the pandemic started and the supply chain was just so difficult. So we picked everything in advance so that we could order. Once we dig that hole, we send as many POs out as we can to get everything rolling. And even though we're sending those POs out now still, double ovens are tough. Garage doors are still tough. I'm sure all of you know that who are working with new construction. There are just some things that are still tough to get. If the supply chain clears up and we can get things flowing a little bit more normal, then I do think we will. I'm not sure if you'll ever see that with townhomes with DR Horton again, but with single family and cottages, I think if the supply chain does clear up a little bit, you'll see us going back to more the fun way of building a home. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah. What's the latest with the BYU Farm development?
Do you want?
Yep.
Okay. BYU Farms has begun. I think we're moving dirt there. You won't see us sell anything there for about another year. But we are moving dirt there now, and we're working on with the city about putting roads in, the sewage. You know, it was just farms, orchards, so there was nothing there. So it is a massive project. The same thing with Lehigh up in Micron. All that land around Micron, same thing. We aren't moving dirt there yet. That's going to be probably another year and a half out before you see us selling homes there. But both projects are well on their way. So.
Any other questions?
Certainly in homes, I
Those are going to be townhomes. And they were going to be rentals, but we are going to sell them. They've started the first 2 buildings. They poured the foundation, the footings. So none of those will have basements. So it's really just slab on grade that you will have a little, what do we call them? Those little things, a crawl space where you really do crawl. It's because of the water table there, but those will all be townhomes and they are going to be for sale. I'm going to say in about probably 2 to 3 months. Those will be spec homes because we've already spec'd almost all of those buildings have been done, completed already. But the superintendent's there, they're pouring concrete. So it's well on its way. Great location though, fantastic location. Those will be townhomes down in Provo. I don't know about the HOA yet because I don't know about amenities. I'm not sure what amenities they're going to have in that community.
Any other questions?
How big are the lots generally in the St. County cottages?
1.14 to. She asked how big are the lots in North Shore? I mean, the cottages are 0.1 and the bigger 3-car garage are 0.14. And then if you want even a bigger lot, you go to Rich's neighborhood. How big are they there?
Yeah, we don't do anything smaller than a 1/4 acre in either Mapleton or Spanish Fork. You're looking at more of an average of 1/3 of an acre. So.
But still cute. Come see me.
Other than Santa Cruz, you guys have anything coming up south of?
No. Well, Salem will be coming, and once again, you're looking at a year before you're going to see anything for sale. You're looking at a year, but is Santaquin too far south? Yeah, because Santaquin has another good 1.5 year runway of sales. There's still a couple of really big phases coming for Santaquin. So,
Any other questions? Shout out to Becky. She just came and visited me. Becky Boss. Oh, sweet.
Awesome. Okay, give them a
Okay.
hand.
Thanks,
Thank
everybody.
you. All right, so the conversation for today is lead generation for listings. We're going to go about this a little bit different. So make sure you have your pen and piece of paper ready. Take some notes or pull out your phone to take some notes. And we'll for the last about 15 minutes, we will be having a mastermind around this conversation. But I want to kind of just plant some seeds to kick off the conversation. So first off, these are the 3 things that we're going to be going through. What is the new oil, MOFers, and how to convert your conversations into appointments. Okay. And specifically, again, the conversation is listings, but this will help with your business as a whole. So you can plug and play this with every area of your business. First, who wants to take a stab at guessing what the new oil is in our day and age? Charging stations? Do you have a Tesla? Is that a plug? Think of big companies today. What do they want from you? Say that again? Data. The data, the information that you can collect is the new oil. And what I'll say is it's also the data that you're sharing with your clients is super relevant and important for them in today's age. So who showed up for the market report last week, or Johnny's market report? I want to just go through some of the slides. We don't have time to go through all of them, but you can access those. I'm going to show you really quick because this is an important piece, is you knowing where to get this information from. So go to KW Utah. agentresources.com. This is our regional website. And what you'll find is if you click on this red button, resources, agent resources, and it will take you through to a Google Drive that has all of the slides that you need access to. Okay. So you go to the market, the quarterly market reports, and you can see that we've gone all the way back to 2019. But you can go ahead and get this last quarterly market report. You can take these slides, add it into your marketing, use this as conversation pieces with your clients, and really have this be driving your efforts in this next quarter. So simple enough. Everybody have any questions on how to access these reports? Okay. So a few things I want to talk about with this. The first question I want to stimulate is, what if we could map out the DNA of taking more listings? Okay. What are some of the ingredients that would allow you to create more listings in your business? And let's start first by just answering the question, why are listings so important? Why is that just the continual topic of discussion in the real estate space? Riley. Yeah. So those on Zoom can hear you. Thank you. Thanks, Rob. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Listings are the highest impact for your business because not only is it a deal in your hand, but it's an ability to turn into multiple. If you do a listing right, you should be able to get at least one more deal out of that listing. So highest leverage of your time. Let's put it that way.
Who wants more time and more money? Right? Comes through listings.
I was raising my hand that I wanted more time.
Doing both.
I was confirming that.
Awesome. Why else are listings so important in this market right now? One of the indicators, and this is really enhancing what Riley was just saying, is that one of the indicators in the market report is days on market. What's happening to our days on market right now? It's expanding. What does that give you time to do? To market. Something that agents who've been in the business, including myself for the last 2.5 years, we haven't had the chance to do, right? Is to effectively market your listings to attract more business. And so look at that as an opportunity of this market, is to enhance that skill set, because it's going to lead to more business.
So you're basically saying that if you have the listings, you'll attract buyers through your marketing here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. So talk about that, Angie. How do you attract more listings from a listing?
There's lots of ways that you'll do it, but even as you think our listings are going to stay on longer. I mean, there was times during the heat of that I might only have a sign in a yard for 18 days. I mean, thinking now that you might be in a neighborhood and have that sign out for 45 or 60 days, how many times can you go visit people in that neighborhood? I mean, you're going to be attracting. Riley has a really good system as far as being able to really leverage the people around his listings, not only for additional listing opportunities, but buyer opportunities as well that are calling on that sign. So I think one of the most powerful things is, even though we're in a shifting market and we're shifting more to a buyer's market, there's no question that he who has the listing still controls the market. Or she.
Love that. And that is the reality. I experienced this 2 weeks ago. I had a listing in American Fork, and the neighbor 3 houses down called off my sign to list their property. They're about 4 months out, but that's an example where when people see your signs out there, you can attract more buyers or more listings from those opportunities. And then also, if you look at other marketing strategies that you're deploying, right? Whether that's farming an area, knocking doors, your open houses, all that stuff also leads to other lead generation opportunities from your listings. So I want to talk about, I've just put on some of the slides I thought were interesting from the market report in this. But I want you to actually go back and compile your deck. Like get clear about the 5 to 7 slides that you should be using to create your narrative, to create your storyline, to have conversations with your clients, okay? To help inform them about what's really happening. And the reality is you can always, there's the perspective of, is it a good time to buy or sell? Or is it a bad time to buy or sell? All depends on the person delivering the message. Like if your clients go to the news to get their market information about the real estate market, what are they automatically thinking about this current market? Don't touch it, right? When in reality, it depends. And only you can help them and advise them on, is it really the best time for them to make a move right now, to list their home or to buy a new home? And so you use this data in your advantage to tell the real story of what's happening in the market. So first one, what is this showing us? Utah homes for sale. What is happening? Yeah, the date ranges are pretty fuzzy. This is quarterly. So these are quarterly metrics here, the bottom. It starts in 2005, way down here. So this is actually, I know this is blocked, but this is about 2007-ish to 2008. This is getting to 2015 here, and then we're 2022 over on the right-hand side. So let me ask some questions on this. So we've gone in the last couple quarters, right? We have increased inventory immensely, okay? Now, how many of your buyers or sellers are worried about a market crash? Several, right? So what can this data, how can this data inform them that that might not be the case? Matt.
We are rising in inventory, but we're still historically low.
We're rising in inventory, but we're still historically low. If we look at 2007-ish period, 33,000 listings compared to our 10,000, right? That's a pretty big gap. Now, what about this perspective? Are there more people in Utah today than there were in 2007? And by how many? We've almost doubled in population. So in the grand scheme of things, that gap's even wider than it seems on this scale, because there's actually more people. We still have a supply issue, right? 10,000 listings is not going to fix that. Does that make sense? Now, obviously, the other flip side of this coin is who's challenged to buy right now in this market based off of interest rates. Yeah. So that is the other piece of this, is that there's a challenge there. We've got to solve for that, right? We've got to get creative with lending options for our clients and understand how to help them with that specifically. Which is this piece, right? Which is monthly mortgage rates. Yeah, I'm going to hide this so that we can see these a little bit better.
So let me ask you a question then. If you take what's on people's minds, and I'm assuming that if they're thinking negatively, they're thinking like, oh, interest rates have gone up, nothing's selling, nobody's buying at this point in time. And if that really were to happen, that means the inventory would go drastically high. And then it get to the point where prices have to drop at that point in time. Is that a bad thing or not? You know, are they waiting then to think that price is going to drop. So I want to, wait until it drops till I get something, or I can't afford it right now. I'm waiting for it to drop. I don't know. I mean, where are they at?
Hmm. That's a good question. Let's open that up. What do you guys think? Thanks.
I forgot what I was going to say. There's a human condition that people respond differently when they believe there's soon to be scarcity in something. If a person says or believes that I have months and months to think about making a decision to buy something or sell something, oftentimes they'll take that time. So listening to what their concerns are, if people think I better hurry up and make a decision because you know what? Something's going to happen, listening carefully to what they have to say, you can use the data any way you want to bolster or to support that could happen. So the people that think I better hurry up and sell because the market is going to take a dive, they're going to be asking the question, but where can I buy? What can I get? Because everything's gone up. And if I find it, I'm not going to be able to make as much and all this. It's the same thing. You actually won't have to pay as much inflation for the home you really want to move into because of everything. But just going back to, we all respond differently when we think we have limited time to make a decision.
Totally.
Or that there's scarcity to something.
The urgency is really
Urgency.
different. Yep. Angie.
What's interesting is, did you know that today there are more homes under contract than there were last Tuesday? Just let that sink in. If your buyers are thinking nobody is buying, that's not accurate. You can't let them believe that. You have to use the data to help them understand. Homes are being absorbed still. There are more houses today, 50 more houses today under contract than there were last Tuesday. Yet there's still homes coming on the market every single day, right? Just be careful of it's still moving.
Love it.
There are still opportunities. There's great things for your buyers to go under contract on.
So true. Here's something I want to point out. So what was the number one concern that you had to resolve 12 months ago from taking a listing? People were so scared to sell their home because they couldn't find another house. Okay. How many of your clients still have that in their mindset? I want to tell you, I promise you, your clients are not looking at this data. They don't know that there's 10,000 homes on the market today compared to the 2,500-ish that we had on the market a couple months ago. They have no clue. Who are they waiting for to inform them about that? That they've got options, right? A lot of the listings that are in your SOI right now just need to be properly informed. Now, strategically, what might you do? Because what is the new concern for some people who are buying a home? Interest rates, right? So what do most sellers in today's market, what do they have as an advantage that can help? Equity. How can that equity help them to get a good interest rate? Buy down the rate. Do they have the money to do that? Yeah. Right? And not to mention how many price reductions have happened. That's an interesting metric to look at as well in this market. Is it possible for you to negotiate for sellers also when that client is buying a new home to help cover some of that rate buy down? So it's all about the narrative, telling these clients that have a home to sell how they're in the best position possible right now to sell their home and then get into another home, right? So the conversations are important, and that's actually what we're going to move on to. I'm going to skip some of these slides. Last one I thought was interesting is yearly average rental rates. I won't go too much into it right now, but this should be a reason why you help clients understand, if they are buyers, why it's so much more advantageous to be on the buyer side than to be in the rental side. Okay, so I won't go too deep into those metrics, but who knows what this stands for? Who's seen this TV show? Really? What was that? How I Met? No, How I Met Your Mofer. Okay, we're changing it. It is How I Met Your Mother, but we're changing the game. Okay, it is How I Met Your Mofer. And that's the conversation we're going to have. Now, I know some of you are like, what in the heck? Raise your hand if you're like, what in the heck is a mofer? Okay, no shame. So a mofer is make an offer for an immediate response. Okay, it's a sales or marketing strategy. Make an offer for immediate response. This is actually outlined both in Shift and the MREA. And an offer response messaging system looks like this. So you can make a direct offer for a response, or you can make an indirect offer for a response. Okay. Now, your messages have to be compelling enough to create urgency for somebody to reach out to you, right? Or to further the conversation. And that's what we're going to be talking about is how you find the motivated. This is really what it's about. What messaging do you need to start using on your phone calls, on your social media marketing, in your email newsletters, when you're inviting clients to events? What messaging will help you to identify the motivated listings in your sphere? So MOFers are hyper-focused execution of the two basic principles of lead generation marketing. So in Shift, it says that the first principle of lead generation is that your message must match your market. So that's actually what you have to go back and do right now. And this is what we're actually going to workshop on, is have you updated your messaging to reflect this current market, which we kind of just played with, right? Looking at the data and created a new narrative, right? And so we're going to actually split into groups. So we're going to do this kind of the four corner style. Okay. So in this back corner here, if you have done 1 to 7 transactions in the last 12 months, you'll be in this corner. If you've done 7 to 15 transactions, group 2, you'll be in this front corner. For those who have done 15 plus transactions, you'll be in this front corner. And then those who are team admin, sales support, you support a team, you'll be in this back corner here. Okay. Is everybody clear on that? So the conversation is going to be this. First, you're going to identify a team captain. Okay. Somebody who's going to be the spokesperson for your group. And these are the 2 questions that I want you guys to mastermind on, which is what conversations will lead to more listings, and then what MOFers would be most effective. So share what conversations your team or you as an individual are having right now to create more listings in your business. Okay. And, or what are more offers? What offers can you make that would be most effective right now? Okay. So go ahead and split into these groups. 1 to 7 in this back corner, 7 to 15 in this front corner, and then 15 plus transactions over here on the left. Team admin sales support on that back corner. We're going to have 5 minutes to chat about this. Did you volunteer or did they vote you? All right, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap up. And what we're gonna do is just have these 3 really quick share their top 2 to 3 takeaways from the conversation. And so take some notes, and then we'll actually capture these as well on the back end and send these out in the email, but take some notes on things that stand out to you. So Riley.
So ours were.
What group were you?
15 plus transactions a year. So ours were, I got to remember now, hold on, they're on my fingers, just joked with that. So first one, always ask for an appointment or referral. So every time you're talking to somebody, where it's SOI, just in general in conversations, always bring up the factor in real estate and ask for business, right? So that's one. Number 2 is having a conversation about the market. So using things like rising inventory and interest rates to create motivation and urgency for sellers. Number 3 was stay in constant contact. So making sure you're top of mind awareness with all of your clients. And then number 4, remind me, be a leader. So not only make sure that you establish your value as an agent, but that you can effectively communicate that, because in this market, people will be hiring those that actually can get the job done, not just their sister, brothers, cousins, uncle kind of thing, right? So that's our 4.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, Tana.
Do I need to press anything? It's working. Yeah, just talking about what we do, talking about the market, just having those conversations. If you're getting your hair done, you're getting some sort of service done, those are conversations that just really organically happen. So if we're having those conversations, but knowing your stuff as well, like really staying on top of the numbers in the market and what's going on, like Shoni was kind of showing us today, and knowing where to find that information and staying on top of it. So that's kind of 2 in 1, just, talking about the market and knowing your numbers, knowing what's going on. And then MOFers, creating an invitation, providing a service, creating and having value. So being able to, whether it's solving a problem, providing that service, providing that value as you're having these conversations.
Awesome. Thank you. Last group, Michelle. Okay.
Okay. So we talked about not being a secret agent and letting people know that you are educated in the market that's going on around you. So like Shoni said, you've got to stay current with your market all the time. And then the other one was letting people know what your value proposition is so that people can see how you are different than other agents. The like million agents that are out there. So
awesome. Cool. Well, thank you all. We will send out kind of a list as well. We'll put a list together of different MOFers we'd suggest using, and add that to your game plan. And again, be here Tuesday next week. We've got a panel that will be coming up here for Win with Sellers. And then we've got Shift on Thursday. So have a great week and enjoy the day.